morning, guys. I am in the process of trying to wake up because it is really early, but I needed to get started early because I have a lot to do. Now, a lot of it is off the camera stuff because I have a bunch of videos to edit and film different shots for, but the main thing that I want to get done is finishing the baby kitten commission that I have for my friend. Other than that, I am waiting on a very large package to come in, and that's going to be a fun project as well today. But right now, I'm going to start the day by sketching out a bunch of patterns. Technically, I already have them sketched out, but I'm going to clean them up so I can take some photos and get them up on my computer and hopefully figure out how to get them on Etsy. Okay, so the three patterns that I have are the octopus, which we have not done yet as a video. I have it filmed, I just need to post it. My little goat bat thing, I want to make a bunch of these, so I am going to be drawing out like a cleaner thing and using that so I can make more. And then this is the pattern from yesterday's video for the Giga, and I really like the shape of it, so I'm going to save that pattern as well. So some of these will be ones that I want to sell, but other ones are just being saved because I want to use them over and over again. I don't have the right size of paper because I honestly need to have 8x10s for this so that they're easy to print off, but I am going to sketch everything out cleanly on these pieces of paper, and then I'm going to take photos of them and try and resize them. Now, the reason that I'm doing it this way and taking photos of everything instead of scanning it is because I can't get my scanner to connect to the computer. It's really old, and it originally was connected to a different computer, and I don't think I have the software for it on my laptop, and I'm not going to mess with that, so I'm just going to take photos. I'll probably get a better picture from it anyways than from the scanner. So mainly what I'm doing is laying things out on the paper, and I'm going to trace around it so that I can save my pattern pieces. I'm just going to use pen right now, and then I'm going to go over it with a marker so it's easier to see. So I've done this with a few different patterns that I like to try and hopefully use over and over again, and the main reason I'm doing it this way is I can just take another piece of paper and trace over it and basically have a pattern I can use over and over again. So this is like the original kind of design, and then I just put another piece of paper over it, trace it, and cut it out. Otherwise, I gotta make the same thing over and over again. So now if I had it on the computer and I had an actual printer, that would be a different story because then I could just print out my pattern and use it over and over again. But right now I do not have that set up. Now I like to try and get everything on one piece of paper, but I think the wing obviously is not gonna fit. Let me find some patterns. I'll show you what I'm actually trying to get done. Some of these I will probably not use, but these are how I've been saving patterns. Like, some of them are really large, so they have to be on two different pieces of paper, but this was like the T-Rex that I did. I saved it. I haven't reused it yet, but it's kind of just laid out like that. The reason I have it with the markers is because if you put another piece of paper over it, you can see the lines, and it's just easy to trace the original, and you won't have to reprint them out. We've got tiny little dragon pattern from a long time ago. I've got my raptor pattern, which I need to alter because the way the arms are connected is different from how I connect them now. So I probably will end up selling that one on my shop. Yeah, I don't know if I'll leave the arms the same or if I want to adjust it. I've got my bearded dragon pattern, which I need to make more of these because they're really cute and I like making them. I don't know if I'll sell it though because it's kind of complicated. I'm gonna mainly try and start off with like simpler patterns. Like, here's my owl bear, but I don't think anyone will want the owl bear right away. I think I'm gonna go with like easier, more versatile patterns. All the different pieces for the wings, tail feathers. What else do I have in here? Oh, my horse pattern. So I got all the patterns for the legs. It's a really big horse, so they're on like two different pieces of paper. More dragon pieces. Really large wing pattern. And then my blank pieces of paper. But yeah, I'm trying to do something like this with these That way I can take a nice photo of it and then I can clean everything up on the computer. Okay, so I think today is the day that I'm finally going to finish the little kitten that I'm working on. So I've got his body pretty much all put together and stuff. Whoa! As I was saying, I've got his body all put together and I need to add his legs. So I've got those assembled as well, and we're just going to be sewing them on. You can see the little tiny toe pads. And I'm going to be sewing those on, stuffing them, and then we're going to shave the rest of his body down, and I think after that we can finally get his face furred too. Okay, so I think we're going to start on the front legs first. And I just need to figure out where to place them. Because I want him to have a neck, but I don't want him to have a really long neck. I'm trying to figure out a good placement. Back leg's probably here. Probably roughly about here. You know, I haven't done a ragdoll type body in a while where there's no wireframe involved. And it's kind of nice. I think I might do a dragon. I have a dragon in mind that I want to do that's really long. And I'm debating on putting a wireframe in it or leaving it kind of like loose like this so it feels more natural. Because it'd be kind of like really long and ferret-like. Even though the body's not ferret-like, I want it to kind of feel like a ferret, if that makes sense. So I think I might leave the wireframe out of my next dragon. Because even though I really like the posing aspect, every now and again it feels a little stiff to have a doll posable. So I like to leave the wireframes out sometimes so they feel a little bit more soft and plushy. Trying to line it up, make sure I get these in the same spot. Okay, so I'm at a weird stage where there's so many things I want to work on, but I can't work on all of them because I pretty much won't get anything done for a very, very long time if I'm working on that many things. So I've just been trying to control myself and only work on like 2 or 3 things here and there. And I'm slowly getting caught up on my work. I'm really excited that I'm going to try and take a week off just to like oil paint and get caught up on other projects that aren't art doll related. And yeah, I'm looking forward to that because I've just been like all over the place lately, so it'd be nice to take some me time off. Switch over to some black so that you don't see the thread for this one. It's actually been an interesting challenge working on this little guy. Not because he's like super difficult or anything, but because I'm trying to make him look really realistic. I've realized that I really haven't done a super realistic like furry creature. I mainly do like reptiles and stuff. And those I don't tend to have too much trouble with, reptiles and dinosaurs and stuff, but like the furry ones, there's always some type of like cartoon type aspect that I tend to do to them. Not really on purpose, I think it's just how I stylize them. So it's definitely been a challenge to keep him looking as realistic as I can make him. Because like part of me wants to give him the big giant eyes and like a really tiny mouth and like really emphasize certain features to make him look cute. But if I want him to look realistic, I can't do that. So I've been practicing self-control. I think the only thing that I kind of regret on him is I wish I could have found some eyes that would have worked. I just couldn't find any like cat-style eyes that looked exactly like his, so I just felt like painting them. And I really wish I'd spend more time to try and find glass ones because I think they would have looked a little bit better. I may go over them a bit more because I feel like there's just a lack of detail to them, so I kind of want to go over them again. Even though they're resined, I can paint over them again. I'm just debating on how to go about it. I don't know what it is, but with working with black fur, it's really hard to like see what's going on. Like with white, you would think it'd be the same with white because it's just the opposite, but like black, it's really hard to see what I'm doing with it. So every now and again I lose where I'm at. And you guys are probably noticing that I'm sewing the under portion on first and not finishing a leg and then moving on to the next. And the main reason I'm doing that is because I find it's just a little easier to place both of the legs evenly if I do just one at a time in that way. Because otherwise it's harder to judge where I stitched things. So I usually will do the under portion on both sides, and then I'll move on to sewing up the top part. That's the main reason I'm doing that. That's why I'm jumping back and forth, is it just is easier to make the legs a little bit more even. There's one thing that's also nice about working with furred creatures is you don't have to get everything exactly perfect. It can be slightly off because the fur is kind of like a buffer where you're not going to see every little tiny detail. With the shorter things, like when I do very short plush fabric or fake leather, that can be a pain because you gotta make sure it's exactly on or you're gonna notice every little detail that's wrong. Okay, so we got all the legs sewn into place. Now we just need to shave them. Now with him, I don't think I'm gonna go like super short with the fur. I mean, I may shorten it a little bit around his shoulder blades and hips just to define them a bit, but I think I want to leave him kind of shaggy. That way he's all nice and fluffy. Okay, let's get him all shaved. Oh, I feel like I have fur all over my face. Okay. Ugh. Okay, so he is all shaved up. I'm really happy with the shape of his body now that I can actually see it. And I think he looks really cute. So I'm going to clean up all the fur that's literally everywhere, especially on my face, because I feel like I have spiders crawling on my face because it's that fuzzy. I'm going to clean that up and then we can start working on his little face. Okay guys, so I'm going to take a real quick break from everything that I've been working on, and I finally got my table in that's going to go over here. I'm going to be putting the hermit crabs over here whenever they're done molting and I can switch them to their new larger aquarium, and it doesn't fit on my desk so I had to get a table for it. So it's finally in and I'm going to start putting it together. Now hopefully this is as nice as it was online because I wanted it to be solid wood. I didn't want it to be any weird like particle board thing. So hopefully it's what I actually ordered. I'm not used to ordering things online other than art supplies, so like I get nervous buying things like furniture and stuff because what if it comes and it's not what I ordered? You know what I mean? Like it looks better in picture. Okay. There we go. It shouldn't be that hard to put together because it was a very simple design. It's not anything too fancy. Yeah, they are actually solid wood. It's a little darker than I thought it would be, but that's okay with me because a lot of my furniture is already dark. Are you wedged? Oh, you're wedged. It's like stuck. Okay, don't laugh, but this is the only thing I have. It's a cheese grater. I don't want to scratch it because it's like wedged in. So I need to like unwedge it without damaging the wood. So you guys can see what I'm dealing with. The tabletop has a lip, and a part of it is wedged in the lip. So it's like stuck right there, and then it's stuck right there. So I need to figure out how to unwedge it without damaging the wood. Okay, so I found a wooden mallet. Let's see if we can do this without breaking it. Oh, I'm still gonna break it. There we go. Okay, it did a little bit of damage, but it's like distressed anyway, so I'm not gonna be too upset. It's not broken now. Okay, now I can start actually putting it together. You know, the table is in good shape, but it feels like someone just hastily shoved it in a box. Also, the instructions don't really have any instruction to them. Okay, so apparently I need one of these because not all the holes are drilled. So yeah, like you've got the main holes drilled, but they don't have the like receiving holes drilled, if that makes any sense. Let's get started. Didn't think I'd need to vacuum after doing this, but guess we're gonna do that too. Okay, so I didn't think this would be an hour project, putting something together that literally had like 30 screws to do, but it did. But I'm finally done, and now we can flip it over and see how it looks. Careful, don't want to break it now. It's already put together. I wanted it to go along with the rug. Not that bad. Okay, so I feel like I need to explain why this took longer than it probably should have. For one, this is all the instructions I was given. Step 3 and 4. Luckily, it's a very easy project, so I really didn't even need this, but still. And then if I show you the picture of the table, the parts that connect the table together, like here, and there's one up here, those bars did not have holes in them, and everything's solid pine, so I had to pretty much drill the holes for those. But again, I think the box was opened at one point because I'm missing instructions. The big bar here was wedged into the bottom portion of the table top, and yeah. Anyways, I still love it. I'm still happy I have it, but it was a pain to put together. My poor baby, he's so tired. I know, I'm done making noise. I'm gonna go back to work. I decided to put a few things on it to see how it looks, along with the empty aquarium. I know I won't be able to do anything with it right now, but I figured I'd see how it looks. I think I want to move that painting further that way because it looks weird. Anyways. Okay, now we can start working on furring his face. I got a little bit done already, just like the big chunks, but now I need to do the majority of it. Oh, I know what I could do. I remembered I did little holes here and there, so we could actually do whiskers. Let me find my fishing line. It's a little thick for whiskers right now for this size, but I think it'll look okay. Let's see. Just got a few pieces to fit. I think I want 3 on the eyebrows, and I'm going to do them all different sizes. That way they look realistic. Here. Hold on to that for me. Here we go. Okay. So I'm just going to put glue right over the spot where all the holes are. Just find the holes as I go. Kind of see them. And when we fur the face, these might get in the way a little bit, but that's okay. I'm willing to work around them. Okay, so I think I'm gonna have to let these dry for a little bit, and then I can fur the rest of the face. So far he's looking really cute. Okay guys, so I got the face all furred, and I'm liking it so far. It's kind of wet, so I don't want to mess with it too much, but so far it looks good. I want to go over the eyes again because they just don't look as detailed as I'd like them to be. So I'm not done with it, but I think I'm done for the day with it because I can't really touch it too much because all of this is not dried and I don't want the fur to come off. Anyways, I'm going to call it a day because, like I said before, I have a bunch of editing to get done. So I really hope you enjoyed today's vlog. Thank you guys so much for watching. Make sure to like, subscribe, all that fun stuff. And I'll see you guys next time. Bye.